Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and today I want to show you some of the details on this vintage block quilt that I've completed. Okay, here we have the top row, and these blocks up here are all 12 inches and they are separated by a 2-inch sashing, and these are all 1930s type fabrics. They're in that colorway, and some of them are actually reproductions, others are just they're not entirely reproductions, but it gives you the feel of the 1930s with the colors. Now this top row is right underneath my overhead light, so there's a really big shadow up the top and I can't seem to get rid of that, but you can see I've got on the left is the magnolia block, and then we have rosebud, and then basket of diamonds, and then in this corner is the honeybee quilt block. And these are all blocks made from vintage patterns in this quilt. So if you go back through the series, you can see how each one of those is done, and you can get to the link in the description box that will give you all the written instructions for those if you want to do those. So next row is 3 blocks, and these are 16-inch blocks, and I made them 16-inch because they needed to be either 8 or 16. They weren't designed to work well in a 12-inch block unless you wanted a lot of odd measurements, so I chose to just make them larger. And to get them to fit in this setting, if you'll notice the sashing right here, this is the turkey and the straw block right in the middle. The sashing is wider. Those are 3-inch wide sashings. And I went ahead and did the same border quilting treatment throughout the whole quilt, but I had difficulty making that design wide enough to fit in that wider sashing. So what I did was outlined, quilted a 1/4 inch on each side there to fill in space and make it look better. So we have those 3 blocks there. Okay, the block on the left is the friendship star, and that's not the friendship star you normally think of when you hear that word. But that is the name of that block. Middle is turkey and the straw, and then here on the left is stepping stones. And then down here we have, on the left is single lily, Arkansas snowflake. The one that looks like Patrick Star is actually a baby bunting block. And then here is Mother's Choice. Now I didn't get, let me get a little close up for you on this. Okay, I didn't get the video of me quilting this one just because I've lost it somewhere. I did tape it, but somewhere along the line it got deleted, so I don't have that. But it is simple cross hatch in the very center, and then I did kind of a petal design in the white surrounding that, and then it's just some straight line quilting in the rest of the block. So that is pretty much it, just repeating quite a bit of what I've been doing. So and I find that kind of makes a quilt look a little more cohesive if you repeat your quilting patterns, if you can, from one block to the other, even if they are sampler quilts like this one. Okay, the block on the left is the swallows in the window block. And then next we have the Oddfellows chain block, and then the Jackson Star on the right. So those are all done with a lot of straight line quilting, a little bit of curving in some of the pieces. The block on the left, the swallows in the window, I did put feathers in the green triangles, and I believe that is the only block that I put feathers in. I really wasn't wanting to do a whole lot of feathers in this quilt, so that block got them, but the rest did not. Okay, and then the last row we had the butterfly on the left, and I did a lot of straight line echo quilting in the background. Here is the strawberry basket block. And that one is the tulip ladyfinger block. And then the pieced tulip block is right there. So I did a lot of floral designs in the backgrounds. That was kind of the theme for this quilt, was florals. And this design kind of developed over time as I was quilting on it. So that happens sometimes. I might go in with an idea of what I want to do, but then as I go through, I decide, you know, I change my mind. Maybe I decided that it's not exactly the best fit for the quilt, and so then I will change it. But there is the body of the quilt. And then for the outer border, I just did the piano keys with the 1/4 inch quilting in between each one. So those piano keys, there's an 1 inch channel, and then a 1/4 inch channel, and then a 1 inch channel, and just repeated that all the way through the border there. And then the binding is the same fabric that I used for the sashing, the same aqua color, and that is a Riley Blake basic solid. I think they call it confetti solids, and it's in the color aqua. And here you can see a little bit more of the florals in the background. Now I didn't do the exact same design in every piece in one block, and none of the blocks are the same. It's all freehand, so everything's just a little bit different. It all depended on how much space I had and kind of where I quilted in one spot, and then the next spot, you know, needed something a little bit different. You can see I put a large floral in the background, and that's because there was a lot of space right there, and I felt I could do just one large flower in there with a couple of leaves, and that would fill in the space. And then some of the backgrounds, like in this friendship star right here, that is all straight line quilting in the background, but I did a little floral in one of the printed fabrics. So I just kind of mixed it up a little bit. Okay, this is the magnolia block, and I did another floral with some tendrils on it, some little curls, and then in the leaf I actually quilted a design that kind of looks like half a leaf. So, and then there are some feathers in this block too. Okay, so that is it for my vintage block quilt. Now I have a lot of extra blocks that did not go into this quilt, and I will be making tops with those, and I'll show you those in the new year and show you how I'm going to put those together. I have a lot of projects planned for 2022, so I hope you'll be around and stop by the channel and see what I've got going. So in the meantime, I hope you're all staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links. And to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.